Hi guys, Alex Fortey here, The Art of Simple Golf. We are with my buddy Alistair Davies and we are talking about alignment and two actual real common mistakes that really kind of screw you up. And you know, a lot of you will focus on your feet when you're aiming or where your club face is aiming, but there's two things. And what are those?
Eyes and shoulders.
Eyes and shoulders, knees and toes. No, but just eyes and shoulders. So let's get into it. So we are looking at the eyes first of all. How are people messing themselves up by what their eyeballs are doing?
Well, basically your eyes are really, really important in alignment. So if our eyes are tilted or out of whack, if you like, they're not, let's say, parallel to where we're aiming, that will affect our swing direction. It's not a kind of scientific rule, but it will affect most people's directions. For example, Alex, if I have my eyes tilted to the right like this, that's going to influence me to swing to the right. Yeah. And if I have my eyes to the left, that's going to influence me to swing left. Now, some players will cheat this rule for sure, but it's definitely going to influence the direction that I'm going to swing in. So we can do, if we were trying to cheat, if you like, and try and give ourselves a more draw shape, we can actually stand with our eyes to the right on purpose to try and influence that swing shape.
Okay, so that might even help people to come over the top a little bit or hit fades or slices just to look at where their eye is. Yeah. So what checkpoint can they look at doing?
Okay, for me it would be a case of we could use clubs like we're using today with the alignment rods. We can do this and try and run our eyes parallel through this as if we were reading something. Okay. Even use these days iPhones, right? Yeah. Get some text on your iPhone. Look at how you'd read it. Obviously, if you read in a normal manner, your eyes aren't all over the place when you read. Okay. Then you can look at how you'd read, try and take the iPhone away, and even put the iPhone on the floor potentially, and obviously read the text, get your eyes in the position that you'd read the text from or the logo on the ball, and try and make that parallel for a neutral swing, and then from there build your stance around there. Okay. So, you know, we would get the feeling of reading that book, reading that phone, get our eyes parallel, check it like this if we want to, and even exaggerate move it to where we wouldn't want to be and where we wouldn't want to be.
Feel what that may look like.
Yeah. Okay. So move it off center, move it back on, move it off center, move it back on. Okay. So again, it influences that swing direction as we've already talked about. So it can be a big part, and it can be used to influence our swing to change to what we want it to if we really need it.
But it's such a minor thing that it's going to be overlooked by a lot of people, isn't it? So, all right, so give that a try. Get your eyeballs in line and where you want them to go. Now, the next thing that, you know, I guess even improving the eyes is going to help the next part, which is the shoulders. Because as we said earlier, people concentrate on where their feet are aiming, where the club's aiming, but what's a common thing that we see with the shoulders? I know it's generally going to be over the right side over, because most people are right side, right-handed, and their strong side is dominant. So we're often set up to the ball kind of being a bit that way. That's a general tendency. So we have to combat that.
With longer clubs particularly, I'd probably say with most average golfers to beginner golfers, 80% of them would have an open shoulder alignment, just like you're saying. Yeah. A lot of it's to do with the genetics of the body, as you've said, and some of it's to do with ball position for me. Yeah. So as the ball position goes further forward in the stance, the more then they try and get their eyes and head.
Yeah, I mean, like if you set up, just show what we mean here, like now you're kind of in position, but if we're too far forward, now you have to find it. Already you're open, you can see that from that angle. Yeah. But likewise, I suppose if you're too far back, and we're not going to see that so much, but you're going to be a little bit sharp.
It definitely encourages the shoulders to close and open with the ball position moving. Yeah. So if we were struggling with the shoulder alignment all the time, it might be an idea to move the ball further back in your stance to help you with this. Mm-hmm. But we have to then look at what other factors that might change. Okay. Our angle of attack, our trajectory, and so on. But definitely what I'd encourage you to do is try and set with the golf ball one-handed, so left hand first for the people to get the shoulders open, okay, and try and feel the right arm goes down the trouser leg and comes on with a softer right arm. We call it like the sort of dumbbell position, you know, if I'm going to do a curl, okay, so the arm is in this kind of position and comes onto the club like so. So
it's feeling it like the elbow pit is a bit more up, is that what you're saying?
Elbow pit definitely more up, and it's definitely set back, if you look at me here, set back from my lead arm, okay, rather than right or in front of my lead arm or on top of the lead arm. So if I'm looking from this camera here from a visual point of view, I want to see some of this lead arm at address. Right. I can't see my shoulders, but I can see my forearms. Okay. So I'd want to check my forearms. With my eyes, I want them to be parallel, as you said, and the way of checking if my shoulders are pretty well aligned, if I imagine I'm throwing something out of my ear and look along my shoulder line, that'll give me an idea roughly where my shoulders are aimed. If I have to look a long way left, I would know my shoulders to the right.
Okay, so that's a good checkpoint there.
Left a lot, I wouldn't have to move hardly at all. Okay. So it's a way of kind of calibrating for yourself, your shoulders, how you're set up, and looking at your forearms, the amount the head turns and stuff will give you that calibration every time.
All right, good stuff. Pretty simple, pretty effective. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers, Alistair. So let's kind of piece all that together.
Okay, so I'll go through the kind of process I'd encourage you to do and I would do myself. So the first thing I would do from an alignment point of view is stand behind the ball. I'd pick a spot on my flag here, so I'm going to go to the flag, I'm going to draw a line down to the ball and try and pick an area to aim at within 6 inches of the ball. So I've got this little bit of, probably an old divot there at some stage, just a little bit of area of grass.
Intermediate point, it's so crucial because that's what everything's about.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Then I would aim the club head at that without taking a stance. So the club faces 90 degrees to that line. Then I'm going to take a stance. Then I'm going to get my lead arm, as we said, on the club first. Right arm down, dumbbell position, bicep curl, whatever you want to call it. Get myself comfortable in that position then, and then try and use my eyes in to look along that line and check that the calibration is right. Then from there I'm going to pull the golf club away and make a swing. So let's have a go at that.
Good strike. Went exactly where we're aiming. Awesome. Okay, hopefully those tips really helped you, and hopefully they were simple enough that you can go out and use them right away. Now, if you want to check out more of Alistair's stuff, please go and check out his channel, Alistair Davies Golf, and also his website. Please like and subscribe to this channel and go to theartofsimplegolf.com/free for a really cool series for every facet of your game. Thanks.